Of your time, I do want to read to you a letter that you might find interesting. Something you probably figured out by being here for this last hour is that this is not a movement against anyone who identifies as lesbian, gay, transgender, or otherwise. This is a movement to protect children at all costs and the right of parents to direct the education of their children at all times and on all subjects. Now, while I just said that, I want to share with you something. We have a friend who is very passionate about this. She's living a lesbian lifestyle and she's raising children. It says, "Good afternoon. My name is Christina Gonzalez. I'm a parent, grandparent, and a community member. I'm also a lesbian. I want to address my concerns with the sex ed controversy and the implementation of curriculum into our schools here in Brea, California. Because I am a lesbian, you may assume I endorse these things. I endorse non-discrimination, anti-bullying, and a safe school climate. However, I do not think these state-approved curriculums are helping that cause. Yes, it's important that no one is marginalized and that every child is valued no matter race, size, gender, or whom they choose to love. However, that does not mean parents should lose their rights. Sex education should be objective and factual so our kids can make informed decisions. However, teaching the values behind it should be left up to the parents. I come from a very diverse family. Some are very religious, some are not. We may not agree on everything, but that doesn't mean we don't love each other. I was appalled at some of the quotes I read from the Teen Talk and the Rights, Respect, Responsibility curriculums, and I'm mostly appalled that this is coming from our state and being pushed by the ACLU. If the ACLU really wants the LGBT community to be safe, then why are they promoting medically inaccurate curriculums? On Gelson's website, which stands for Gay, Lesbian, Straight Educators Network, it states that LGBT youth are at higher risk for HIV. Therefore, all the more reason our LGBT kids need medically accurate information in order to prevent HIV. I looked up the parent notice for comprehensive sex ed online, a template created by the ACLU, and the first promise to parents in that letter is that kids will be taught FDA-approved contraceptives, so parents are being lied to. And I can't make this, oh, there goes. She says parents are being lied to. I did my own research about condoms not being FDA approved for anal sex and found it was a gay HIV national activist who uncovered this with documentation from the FDA. His site is accredited by the HIV/AIDS Web Archive and the Health on the Net, which is the same accreditation as Healthline and WebMD. I know many lesbians, some who are parents, some who are not, who do not embrace this gender spectrum idea. That gender is based on perception and not biology. That you can be both male and female, neither, fluid, or make up your own authentic self-gender identity. Many lesbians feel this is bad for kids, and that since the mind is not fully developed until 25, these ideas should not be taught in schools. Kids are not social experiments. Schools need to be safe, inclusive, and teach kindness for everyone, but not in exchange of stripping parental rights and pushing a radical agenda. So please take a stand for parental rights. Make sure all kids are protected and medically accurate information, and never assume everyone in the LGBT community supports this. If you don't believe me, just Google "get the L out of LGBT." You will see a lesbian movement that is angry with this attempt to blur the gender lines. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Chrissy, for allowing us to read that today.
Yes.
I just want to thank everybody again for coming out and for everybody that spoke. We need to go back to our homes and share this movement and make this movement a wildfire across California.
Yes.
We need this to go fast because kids are going to get this in April or May of this year. If we think kids are already confused when they're teenagers going through puberty and hormones, imagine what will happen to our children. That's already happening to our children right now across California, across the United States. This is not just a problem in California. It's a problem in the United States and worldwide. If you look into the research, you would be blown away by all the research already coming back from the other countries that it's been going on way longer. This has taken great sacrifice from so many of us because we love our kids. And I know that we get busy with work and school activities and sports and just wanting to do things that are fun and relaxing and not have time because we live in such a busy on-the-go world nowadays. But the fact is that the people who are after our kids, and when I mean they're after our kids, they are after our kids. They want our kids.
Yes.
They don't sleep. They don't stop. They don't let anything get in the way of what they want to do with our children. So we cannot get complacent. We have to flood those school board meetings. Every single time there's a school board meeting, the team that we have across, in Orange County, there's a lot of us in the different school districts. We consistently go to those school board meetings. I don't want to go, on Monday. I was reminded, don't forget the school board meeting. I'm like, yeah, I want to stay home. I want to relax. I'm a mom. I work from home, and I'm doing all of this at the same time and trying to juggle it all. It's a sacrifice. We have to remember where this country came from. The sacrifice from our founding fathers. John Adams spent most of his marriage away overseas fighting for the freedom of this country. He sacrificed his marriage and his family time. They sacrificed their freedom and their wealth, their lives. There's so much sacrifice that comes with protecting our freedoms. The men and women that serve for this country sacrifice still. And I think we forget about that. And we've come to a time where people are after our kids. You need to realize they are after our children. We are not exaggerating. If not, we're not making it clear enough. And we need to sacrifice. If we say that we will lay our life down for our children, will we really? Will we really be willing to sacrifice staying home, watching, whatever's on TV, or going out with our friends and go to a school board meeting or do research or come down to the Capitol or whatever it needs to take to fight for our kids? Listening to Ken and Elizabeth, when we go to these school board meetings, if it's not already happening, it will. There's activists in the LGBT community coming. And it is so hard not to get angry and want to lash back because of the stuff that they're saying that they want our kids to be exposed to and how hard they're fighting for our kids. But we have to remember that they need Jesus.
Amen.
And you heard what they said and how the depression and the self-loathing and all that stuff that they struggled with. That's the same thing that every single one of those people that come to our school boards do. And we need to remember to still show kindness and love, even though it's hard. It's hard for me, it's hard for the moms that we're working together. So they're not the enemy, they're being used. They're being used by their government and these political agendas. And we have to realize that they're people and they need to be loved. And it's through God's love that draws people to him. So before Aileen wraps up, I'm just going to read a statement that we gave. And I felt like this is exactly how we feel. So Informed Parents of California is taking our passion here to the state capitol to protect our children and let our voices be heard, because we will not allow our kids to be sexualized in the classrooms. We will not allow our parental rights to be stripped from us. We will not allow our children's hearts and minds to be stolen and used for political, social experiments and radical activist agendas. The people and organizations behind this twisted agenda have awakened the mama and papa bears all over California. Our voices will echo throughout the state. To those who believe they can usurp the authority of parents in the education of children, we say we are the parents. We are informed. We will not be silent, and we will not go away. We will stop at nothing to protect our children.
Yes, that's right.
Well, thank you again for coming out. Stephanie really said it all. Since I wrote it and she read it, I think we both spoke, so we don't want to take up any more of your time, but please sign up over here to get action alerts. If you want to learn how you can activate or organize a group in your own school district, we would be happy to help you do that. We want every one of the 58 counties in the state covered. Please come back and join us again in March and in May. We're going to keep putting the pressure on the California Department of Ed. We're going to keep contacting our legislators. We need all of your help to get that done and more. Bring your friends, bring your family, organize a bus, meet us back here on, I think it's going to be March 28th. Don't quote me on that, but if you follow us on Informed Parents of California on Facebook, we will post it and make sure that you know about it. Please make sure this square is full next time we come back here in March. They will not forget to hear our roar. Thank you very much. God bless your day. Thank you.